Hey everyone, let me just make sure everything's got turned on. Happy Monday. Hey guys. Let me just make sure I'm on. Here I am. Okay. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday. Howdy. I think this quarantine is starting to get to me. I am not much of a leaker is what the term that I use. I don't cry. I'm not a weepy lady. And in fact, I might cry once a year. Hey, Karen Lee. But in the last, I know, 4 o'clock already. I know. How did it, in the last 24 hours, I have cried twice. Not once, twice. I think what it has to do with is my daughter, who is my youngest, it's her birthday this week. And so I've been trying to plan some special stuff for her because we can't have a regular party or anything, obviously, with still being in our shelter in place. And so I've made some arrangements with some friends to send cards and sentiments. And so they've started to arrive. And 7, what's 7 for you? 7 weeks? Anyway, it's been an emotional 24 hours, and it's not going to get any better because her birthday isn't until Wednesday. So you guys can pray for me if you're a praying kind of person. Hey, Melanie, Missy, Helen. Oh, I'm not on YouTube. My husband, Andy, can you check YouTube? Okay, my people will look into that, Helen. I.e. my husband. Oh, fixed, she says. Okay, good. I'm fixed. Yay. So today is our 7 p.m. Okay. It's only 4 here. I still have hours left of my day. And I have no idea what I'm doing for dinner. I should probably think about that too at some point, huh? All right. So today is our Ask the Doctor series. And as you can see, I have my doctor's coat on. I'm trying to be super official. Trying to be super official. I do have jeans on underneath though. I'm not like John Kravansky from Some Good News where he's like has his boxer shorts on, you know, business on top, party on the bottom. Oh, you like my earrings? Aren't these fun? They're sparkly. You guys are the reason why I put earrings on today. Like, my family doesn't care. I got these were my birthday present to myself. Do you guys buy birthday presents for yourself? I do. And they were on that at the Thanksgiving Day parade. And yeah, so these were my sparkly earrings to myself. They're kind of cool. Hi, Mary. Mary says she's cutting up her son's discarded cotton dress shirts. I need to be busy, she said. Idle hands. I totally get it. Oh, Ginger Ray says happy birthday. Oh, your birthday is tomorrow? That's fun. So for her birthday, she knows these surprises. I'm not going to reveal surprises on the live today, but for her birthday, she's getting some sentiments. I have, actually, I can't tell you that one because that's a surprise still. But her favorite place to eat at is Maggiano's. It's an Italian chain restaurant, and so I'm ordering Maggiano's to go so we can have Maggiano's at home. Hey, from Seattle. So, yeah, so let's get down to business. My friend Helen in Bellingham, I shipped her a 221 today. Oh, and the other thing, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place today, guys. I'm sorry. I cut my finger. Look at that. This was the finger I tried to remove last year with a putty knife and had to have surgery. And then I go cut it this morning, opening up a box. I didn't cry over the cut. I didn't, I swear. All right. So my question for Ask the Doctor today, we were going to do the third part. I know. And I didn't want to bleed on my fabric or anything, so I've got the Band-Aid on. Hey, Kathy from Virginia. We were going to do the third part of the series, Buying Your First Featherweight, today, but we actually had a question come in over the weekend, so I'm going to postpone that till next week. And while I have a bunch of you guys on, I want to give a coming attraction for Wednesday. Wednesday, my live is going to be an interview with Lynetta Fox from Gossipium Quilts, so a fabric store here in locally, and we're going to get the rundown on her business and what they've been doing during this shelter-in-place order. I was convicted about a year ago to highlight other lady boss babes in my industry, not necessarily featherweights. Last week we had the wonderful Karen Leon from Simply Featherweights, and this week we're going to talk to Lynetta Fox, and I have my next week plan too. We're going to speak with Lois Haddock. She is she specializes in designing the layouts of sewing rooms and organizing of sewing rooms. And she's also has some featherweight stuff too. So we're going to talk to her next week. I'm pretty excited about that. That's on Wednesday. So Wednesday, we're going to talk to Lynetta Fox, and then Friday will be our Sip and Sew happy hour sew in, and that should be super fun also. All right, so let's get to our question today from Helen. I thought this was actually a pretty good question, and it came up on my Friday night live, and so we're gonna dive into it a little bit deeper today. She says, friend, that's me. As a new owner, she now has 4 featherweights. Her 4th one is on the way. She has a nice little collection going. Remember, they can't call us hoarders if we call it a collection. She said, when displaying and using, what's the best way for the machines to store them? She wants to look at them and be able to grab them to sew with, but should she have a desk cover? How often should she stitch with the girls to keep them healthy? She said, in your sewing room, she says she can see I have some machines on display behind me. How do I what's the best thing for getting the dust off of them? How to keep them safe. So I thought that was actually a really good question for Ask the Doctor today. So I actually have more than just the machines I have behind me on display in my studio. I have my own collection on display also. This is the first time since the beginning of the company that I've actually been able to have my machines out, and I have 6 of them, and they're all very special, whether they're rare or in just excellent condition. And in this house, I am able to actually keep them out on display. It makes me smile to just look at them and how cute they are sitting on the shelf. I do regularly pull them down and sew with them. Some of them are in disrepair. For instance, my Esther, which was my very first featherweight, actually was in a very good friend's care. She's still a good friend, but she got dropped on her take-up lever, and something was bent behind the faceplate, and she's never quite sewn right again. We can fix her, but I just haven't had time to do that, and so she's not in in sewable mode, and really neither is the tan one at this point either. She came to me in disrepair. So anyway, I thought I'd show you guys that before we got any further. Hang on. My sewing room's kind of a mess. This is why I've never done a tour of my sewing room. You guys don't want to see the creative mess that I have to work in. I do straighten it like twice a year and clean it, but okay, let me turn you guys around real quick. Oh, maybe I can't do, oh, there. Okay, there. And then there. Okay. We are going to, oops, sorry about my lights. Okay, so here is my collection. So we have Sandy, or no, that's not Sandy, that's my new tan that I still need to name. That's Esther, Opal, my black side. Oop, oh no. Sorry about that. Oh, I don't know what happened. Okay, my school bell. And that's Ruby. That's my 222. So I have mine, you can see, I'm going to step back a little bit. I have mine out on display. And then I also have shelves over here and shelves over here. So mine are out on display. Someone wants to know, hold on guys, I'm gonna set you down and then turn you back around. How do I do this? There. And there. Okay. So someone wants to know what makes one rare. A Wednesday's time is from 4 to 5. Actually, 4 is going to be, thank you for asking, for the interview with Lynetta Fox. We're going to do 4 on Facebook and then 4:30 on Instagram. 4 o'clock YouTube also. Creative genius, thanks. All right, what makes one rare is they were made in limited quantities. Like that black side was made in very limited quantities. The tan machines are rare, made in limited quantities. Same with the School Bell, which was a 33. Actually, mine's a first production run 34, so second production run ever. So those are what make them special or rare. Every time I get a new machine, I make sure that it is, you know, when it was supposed to be born, and the accessories with it match the time period that it was born in, and so I do a lot of research on them when they come in. So one of the things that, because I do have them out, and we do live in Washington, which is not dusty. When we lived in Arizona, I would have never had any of my machines out because the dust was ridiculous. They would have been in their boxes. They would not have been able to be displayed. Helen was asking about dust covers. I have seen dust covers, but the problem with them is that they're not see-through. So then they're out, but then you're really not adoring them. They're usually like a quilted fabric or a pre-quilted fabric. My dog just crashed behind me. I don't know if you guys heard him. And so anyway, I like the clear plastic one, so at least then you can see what's what underneath the cover. But what I do is I basically, this is my static electricity duster, and I'll go through and I will dust them all off about once a week just to keep the dust off of them. If I know that they're going to be not used for a little bit, I will put them in their boxes, or if we're moving. Is bringing a machine to you a no at this time? Actually, I am taking repairs. I'm just doing porch pickups. Tree Sharon, you can message me directly about that. Isn't the decorative faceplate on one of those machines also significant? Yes, it is. It does signify age. And yes, Donna Borden-Kircher, I do sell the machines. I have a plethora of them now because I just collected a big lot 2 weekends ago from Spokane of 16. You can email the shop at info@featherweightdoctor.com to see what I have in, if it matches with what you're looking for. So the decorative faceplates on the front of the feather plate, there's actually 4 faceplates. Singer made 4. The first one is a scroll faceplate that, I'm going to grab my School Bell so you can see what it looks like. Hang on one second. Okay, sorry guys. All right. This is faceplate number 1. On this this is the older of the 2 scrolls. So this was on the 33s and 34s. You see how this thread guide shelf has nothing on it? That's the sign that you have the older of the 2 faceplate. This is off of my School Bell. The next one they came out with looks like this. And you see how it has some detail on the thread guide shelf? So this is faceplate number 2. It also has little pluses or crosses in the corner. So that's another way of telling that you have the second one. So this was 35 through 31 approximately. Then the black side featherweight is this scroll faceplate, but black, not chrome at all. It's just a dull black. It almost looks dirty. It's not dirty. It's supposed to be black. It was made during the moratorium on chrome before they shut down for war efforts. So that's this one. And then the 4th faceplate is the linear one. They called it the modern retro at Singer. And it was the one that was put on starting in 45 when they came back up after the war had finished and they were converted back to making sewing machines. The tan machine, featherweight machine, and the white featherweight machine have utilitarian looking faceplates that are the same color as the rest of the machine. So it would be, they would match the color of the machine. They wouldn't have a lot of they would have no decals. They would have very little chrome. It would be more utilitarian looking, the white one and the tan machine. So that is your faceplate question. It has to do with age. All right. So this is what I use for dusting my featherweights. And when I know that I'm going to be putting them away for long-term storage, I stick them in their boxes or their soft bags. A lot of our featherweights that we have in our houses have stinky cases that didn't survive the test of time. They weren't quite engineered as well as the, you're welcome. They weren't quite engineered as well as the actual machines themselves, and so you've had to buy aftermarket boxes or cases for them. I do recommend, if you get stuff in the mail, I don't know if you guys have been doing as much online shopping as I have lately with all the stores closed, but I get a lot of these silica gel packets in things that I get in the mail, and I hang on to them, and I throw these in my featherweight boxes because this will help take down the moisture level on the inside of the case. So these are not for discarding. I would absolutely keep them and throw them into your featherweight boxes to help reduce the moisture. So if your machine has been in long-term storage, this lends more to the question that came on our Friday night sip and sew. How often do you oil, turn the motor over, etc.? So that was the second part of Helen's question. Really, all of the machines that you own should be sewn with regularly. The worst thing you can do for your featherweight is stick it in a box and stick it in a closet and forget about it for 10 years. Because what happens is all of the grease that's in the motors congeals and then seizes up the pulleys, and then you're talking about significant motor repair and or replacement if that happens. Donna, the email address to the shop is info, I-N-F-O, at featherweightdoctor.com. Just all one word, all spelled out. Okay. So letting them sit for, if you have one from a relative or you have recently acquired one and it has sat for more than a month or 10 years, you need to go through and do a full oil of all of the grease holes, not just the ones that are every 8 hours, before you actually use her. She just needs to get some lubrication before she starts really moving some of her parts around really fast. So I would recommend, if you are going to take the best care of these babies, is to actually run them once a month. But if that is not feasible or possible, like given our season right now with everybody home, that's not really that big of a deal. And a lot of these machines are getting workouts, making face masks and all that fun stuff, because they just chew through the layers of fabric like no one's business. But once the quarantine is over and we go back to whatever our new normal is, then you have to think about taking care of them long term as they're put away and put up and taken off of the dining room table to actually have a dinner party and not just being your sewing table. So just think about pulling them out once a month, sewing on them, running the motors, just keeping everything moving really well. And then if they have sat for longer than a month, you need to go through and do all of the oil holes, not just the every 8 hours. So that is how you take good care of your babies long term. I wanted to thank everybody. One of the reasons why I was a little emotional this morning was I am overwhelmed with the love and support that I get from my online friends, and I just want you to know it makes me very happy. This morning was happy tears, it wasn't sad tears. So keep those orders coming into the website. Reagan and I were packing over the weekend. You guys are just blessing us incredibly, and I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy in your shelter in place orders, and hopefully at some point we will all be able to be together. Hey Mom, together in a classroom at some point, because I've missed my students horribly. Someone wants to know what my what my grape soda cap pin is, Melanie. So this actually is for my daughter. I travel a lot for business when we're not in quarantine. I travel the country. I do speaking engagements and workshops for maintaining these wonderful little machines. And so this Reagan and I's favorite movie is Up. And in the movie, the husband presents, or I think it was the wife actually that presents the husband when they're children with a bottle cap pin. And it's a symbol of their affection. And so Reagan, this is hers, and I wear it on me when I'm away from home, and it makes me think of her. It makes me feel like she's a little closer to me than she is. So that's exactly what this is, my grape soda pin. All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for joining me today. If you have any other questions that you would like me to talk about in depth during the Ask the Doctor, please feel free to email the shop at info, I-N-F-O, at featherweightdoctor.com. We will be, if you haven't already liked us on social media, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube under Featherweight Doctor. We're going to be sending a newsletter out next week around the 15th of the month, and I usually have some kind of a freebie in there. So if you haven't already signed up for our newsletter, you can do that on the homepage of our website, featherweightdoctor.com, all spelled out, all one word. And then just join me back here on Wednesday for my interview with Lynetta Fox from Gossypium in Issaquah, Washington. I'm totally looking forward to seeing her. She is an absolute kick. And hopefully that's all I have for you today. So thanks for dialing in. We'll talk to you soon.